All right, let's dive in the fascinating world of animal-pulled trams and their early development. It might be hard to imagine now, but back in the early 1800s, cities like New York and London relied on these trams as a primary mode of transportation. The invention of animal-pulled trams can be traced back to the early 19th century when George Francis Train, an American entrepreneur, introduced horse-drawn trams in the United States. In 1832, New York City saw the establishment of its first horse-drawn tram service, known as the New York and Harlem Railroad. This innovation quickly gained popularity, and soon other American cities adopted this mode of transportation. Across the Atlantic, in 1860, London also embraced the animal-pulled tram concept. The first horse-drawn tram service in the British capital was operated by the London Street Tramways Company, which connected Bayswater and Victoria Station. This was a significant development in urban transportation, as it offered a more comfortable and efficient means of travel compared to horse-drawn carriages. The early development of animal-pulled trams saw various improvements in their design and construction. For instance, the introduction of tram rails allowed for a smoother and faster ride. Additionally, the use of double-decker trams provided increased capacity to accommodate the growing number of passengers. In summary, the invention and early development of animal-pulled trams had a significant impact on urban transportation in the 1800s. These trams quickly became a popular and efficient means of travel in cities like New York and London, paving the way for the evolution of modern urban transit systems. Now, let's discuss the role of animal-pulled trams in shaping urban transportation networks during the 19th century. These trams played a crucial part in the development of cities and had a significant impact on street layouts, infrastructure, and city planning. Firstly, animal-pulled trams influenced the design of street layouts. As tramways expanded, cities had to accommodate the tracks and the turning circles required for trams to change direction. Streets were widened, and new roads were constructed to ensure the smooth operation of these trams. This, in turn, led to better traffic flow and less congestion in urban areas. Secondly, the infrastructure required to support animal-pulled trams led to various improvements in urban environments. For example, stable facilities were built to house the horses or mules that powered the trams. Additionally, the construction of tram depots, maintenance facilities, and workshops boosted the local economy, providing jobs and promoting the development of related industries. City planning was also significantly influenced by the presence of animal-pulled trams. The availability of efficient and affordable public transportation encouraged urban expansion as people could live further away from their workplaces. This led to the development of residential suburbs and the growth of cities beyond their original boundaries. Moreover, the introduction of animal-pulled trams stimulated the creation of new public spaces, such as parks and squares, which were often built around tram stops. These spaces became focal points for social interaction and community life, fostering a sense of identity and belonging among city dwellers. In conclusion, the role of animal-pulled trams in shaping urban transportation networks during the 19th century cannot be understated. The transformed street layouts, improved infrastructure, and influenced city planning ultimately contributing to the development of modern cities as we know them today. Let's now examine the types of animals used to power trams in the 19th century, focusing on horses and mules, and explore the challenges associated with their care, maintenance, and efficiency. Horses were the most commonly used animals to pull trams during this period. They were chosen for their strength, endurance, and ability to easily adapt to urban environments. Mules, a hybrid between a male donkey and female horse, were also used in some cities, particularly in the United States. Mules were considered to be more robust and resistant to diseases compared to horses, making them a valuable alternative. However, using animals for powering trams came with its fair share of challenges. Firstly, animal care was a significant concern. Horses and mules needed to be fed, groomed, and housed in stables, which required dedicated space and staff. Providing adequate care was essential to ensure the animals remained healthy and could perform their duties efficiently. Maintenance was another challenge. The constant use of animals to pull trams led to wear and tear on their bodies, specifically their hooves. Regular shoeing was necessary to prevent injuries and keep the animals in good working condition. In addition, animals needed to be regularly rotated to avoid overworking them and causing long-term health issues. Efficiency was also a concern when using animals to power trains. Horses and mules could only work for limited periods before needing rest, which meant that a large number of animals were required to maintain a frequent and reliable tram service. Furthermore, the speed of trams was limited by the animal's pace, making travel times longer compared to later electric trams. In conclusion, while horses and mules provided a viable means of powering trams in the 19th century, there were several associated challenges in terms of animal care, maintenance, and efficiency. These challenges eventually contributed to the decline of animal-pulled trams and the rise of electric trams as a more efficient and environmentally friendly alternative. Now let's analyze the factors that led to the decline of animal-pulled trams. As we've seen, these trams were quite popular in the 19th century. However, advances in technology and the rise of electric trams as a more efficient and environmentally friendly alternative eventually led to their decline. One major factor that contributed to the decline of animal-pulled trams was the growing concern over animal welfare. As we discussed earlier, the use of animals to power trams led to challenges in terms of animal care, maintenance, and efficiency. Society began to question the ethics of using horses and mules for transportation, especially considering the long hours and harsh conditions they faced. Another significant factor was the rapid advancement in technology. The invention of the electric tram in the late 19th century revolutionized urban transit systems. Electric trams were faster, more reliable, and capable of carrying more passengers than their animal-pulled counterparts. They also eliminated the need for stables and the associated costs of animal care and maintenance. Environmental concerns also played a role in the decline of animal-pulled trams. The waste produced by horses and mules, particularly manure, created sanitation issues in urban centers. Electric trams were seen as a cleaner and more environmentally friendly solution, as they did not produce waste or contribute to air pollution. Finally, the shift towards electric trams was also driven by economic considerations. Electric trams required less maintenance and fewer operational costs compared to animal-pulled trams. Additionally, with the expansion of electricity networks in cities, it became more feasible and cost-effective to implement electric tram systems. In conclusion, the decline of animal-pulled trams can be attributed to several factors, including concerns over animal welfare, advances in technology, environmental concerns, and economic considerations. The rise of electric trams offered a more efficient and environmentally friendly alternative, ultimately leading to the replacement of animal-pulled trams in urban transit systems. Lastly, let's investigate the legacy of animal-pulled trams and their influence on modern urban transit systems. Although electric trams have now replaced animal-pulled trams in most cities, the historical significance of these early transit systems can still be observed today. 1. Where the legacy of animal-pulled trams is evident is through the continued use of historical tram routes. Many modern tram systems still operate on the same routes and tracks that were initially laid down for animal-pulled trams. These routes have become an integral part of the urban landscape, connecting important landmarks and neighborhoods in cities around the world. The preservation of tramway heritage is another aspect of the animal-pulled trams legacy. Several cities have made efforts to preserve and celebrate their tramway history. For instance, some cities maintain and operate vintage trams for tourists and special events, allowing passengers to experience a glimpse of the past. Additionally, museums dedicated to tramway history showcase the evolution of trams from their animal-pulled beginnings to the modern electric systems we see today. The influence of animal-pulled trams on modern urban transit systems goes beyond their physical presence. The development of these early trams laid the foundation for public transportation as we know it today. They helped shape the way cities were planned and built, as well as the way people moved around and interacted within urban environments. Moreover, the challenges faced during the era of animal-pulled trams have informed the development of more advanced and sustainable transit solutions. The lessons learned from the care and maintenance of horses and mules have played a role in shaping modern approaches to vehicle maintenance and the overall efficiency of public transportation systems. In conclusion, the legacy of animal-pulled trams is still present in modern urban transit systems. From the continued use of historical tram routes to the preservation of tramway heritage, these early transportation systems have left a lasting impact on the way cities are planned, built, and connected. Their influence serves as a reminder of the importance of innovation and adaptation in the ongoing quest for more efficient and sustainable urban transportation solutions.